Yo, what is up guys? It's me, exactly, back bringing you some more daily NBA news. Thank you once again for joining me back here today. You guys already know, I don't even need to tell you, you should already know that you are the real MVPs. And hey, if you're new here, don't think you're excluded. You are also greatly appreciated, but make sure that you smack that sub button and hit the bell as well so you can stay up to date with everything that goes on in the NBA on a daily basis. But now, let's just take a look at everything that is going on in the NBA. First up in the news, we have to talk about Kobe Bryant. See, he's been a lot more vocal on his thoughts about current events going on in the NBA as of late, especially when those thoughts come to LeBron James. And that continued yesterday as we have a couple of huge things to talk about when it comes to Kobe Bryant. And the first one is when reports came out saying that Kobe Bryant thinks LeBron James is trying to do too much to improve his legacy. Now, disclaimer, this interview with Kobe actually went down before game 3 of the NBA Finals, but for some reason we're just now getting word of it and getting to see it. Anyways, this is what Kobe Bryant had to say on the matter. I would say he's working too much. He should be doing less, actually. Also saying, Bill used to say this thing to me a lot when I was trying to do a lot on the court. He'd say, you have to do less, and I'd say, well, my teammates gotta step up more. Then Phil would say, well, it's just your responsibility to thrust the game upon them. That sounds like something Phil Jackson would say. Now, that being said, I personally don't know if LeBron needs to trust his teammates more and give them more responsibility. It's not like he wasn't trying to do it. You remember at the end of game 1, instead of taking the final shot himself, he made a pass to George Hill under the rim. That's a heck of a lot of trust that you're putting on your teammates right there with game 1 of the NBA Finals on the line. And also, Kobe Bryant had Phil Jackson to tell things like this, one of the greatest coaches in NBA history. LeBron James has Tyronn Lue, who doesn't have a single play in his playbook that doesn't start with LeBron James making something happen. Anyway, so there was that, but it doesn't end there, as Kobe was also involved in some Twitter beef regarding LeBron James, as one Twitter user tweeted out yesterday saying, if Kobe Bryant was on the Heat or Cavs instead of LeBron for the past 6 years and faced the 2013 and 2014 Spurs and the 2015, 2016, 2017, and 2018 Warriors, he would have 0 rings. Context is everything. And this Twitter user made this tweet in response to something that Kobe Bryant said in an interview when he said, if I'm Bron, you gotta figure out a way to win. It's not about narrative. You want to win championships, you gotta figure it out. So this Twitter user, obviously a LeBron James fan, wasn't too thrilled about Kobe Bryant essentially saying that LeBron James should have found a way to beat the Golden State Warriors. If he was truly great, he would find a way to beat the Golden State Warriors. So in return, he took a shot at Kobe, basically saying if Kobe had to play against any of the competition that LeBron had to play against in the finals, like he wouldn't be able to beat any of them. But you already know that Kobe wasn't just going to let this slide, as he responded to this user by saying, we had to face the Spurs every postseason pretty much, not to mention the first super team in Boston, but hey, what do I know? And of course, this sparked an all-out war in the mentions between Kobe Bryant fans and LeBron James fans. LeBron fans saying that you can't compare the big 3 of Boston to the Warriors now, and then Kobe fans saying, well, the Celtics still beat LeBron, and then Kobe beat the Celtics back in the day. Like I said, there was a legit war going on between the two sides, while I'm just sitting here hoping that Kobe Bryant continues to speak his mind on current NBA topics, because it's always a lot of fun. For our next bit of news, guys, brace yourselves, because according to Andrew Bogut, this is about to be one of the biggest offseasons, not just in the NBA, but in sporting history. As former NBA player Andrew Bogut took to Twitter to say this morning, have the popcorn ready for this offseason NBA free agent drama. Don't be fooled. Most big deals are already done verbally. More super teams are coming. July 1st is only 19 days away, and the NBA draft is only 9 days away. Expecting a lot to happen. So make sure, really make sure that you guys are subbed to the channel so you don't miss out on everything that's about to go down because it's about to be epic. Next up in the news, we are getting reports that Draymond Green is about to turn down a contract extension offered to him by the Golden State Warriors. Draymond Green will be eligible for a veteran contract extension this summer, and Warriors owner Joe Lacob recently said he plans to offer one. However, leaked sources tell ESPN's Chris Haynes that Green figures to turn down that contract extension when it's offered. Now, the article later said that the contract extension the Warriors plan on offering Green will be worth around $72 million over 3 years, but if Green earns any type of All-NBA honor next season or wins Defensive Player of the Year, he'll be able to receive a 5-year extension that is worth over $200 million. 3 years, $32 million, or 5 years, $200 million. Can't say that I would necessarily blame Draymond Green for turning down this contract offer. Also, keep in mind that Draymond Green has already sacrificed once to stay with this Warriors team, as he recently said that he took less money so they could go after KD in the first place. I took less so we could go after KD. I'm a student of the game and I study the business side of it and the numbers where some people don't. They just leave it up to their agent to do it. So now the pressure is on the Golden State Warriors to find a way to both keep Draymond Green, pay him $200 million, but Klay Thompson as well if they really want to keep this core together. For our petty news of the day, speaking of Draymond Green, the Golden State Warriors had their championship parade today, and it wouldn't be a real Warriors championship parade without Draymond Green being up to his usual antics. As check this out, Draymond Green just threw some shade at LeBron James with the shirt that he was wearing, as he was wearing a shirt with the Arthur fist hand, the fist hand of Arthur that LeBron James became infamous for on Instagram earlier in the season, except Draymond made some modifications to it as well, as he had 3 championship rings on that fist. If there was an award for players who could simply care less about how others feel or think about them, Draymond Green would win that award every single year. In other news, Dwayne Casey, who was just made the head coach of the Detroit Pistons, was on the radio with Stephen A. Smith yesterday, and Casey was asked how he plans on handling this Pistons team, more specifically how he handles on working with Blake Griffin, and this is what he had to say. We're going to empower him to expand his game, a lot like DeMar DeRozan in Toronto. Expand his game out to the three-point line, have some point forward responsibilities with the basketball on the floor, bringing it down, because he's more than just a back down post up player. Well, as a Pistons fan, all I can say is I really hope this works out. Next up in the news, well, from the sound of things, I wouldn't be surprised if the owner of the Cavs, Dan Gilbert, doesn't even offer LeBron James a contract to come back to Cleveland next season, as we are getting reports saying that Dan Gilbert wants to build a championship team without LeBron James. As Brian Windhorst said this yesterday, Dan Gilbert believes that he can build a championship team without LeBron, and I think he's looking forward to trying. I don't think he necessarily wants it to be next year, but I think Dan Gilbert would like to make a run of it. I can see this happening. Dan Gilbert has a lot of pride and maybe too much confidence in himself as an owner, and he sees how LeBron James was able to bring the city of Cleveland championships, and he's like, you know what, LeBron ain't the only one can do that. I can do it too, just watch me. And also, you remember back to the first time when LeBron James left the Cleveland Cavaliers, and Dan Gilbert wrote that note towards LeBron, and part of it which said, I personally guarantee that the Cleveland Cavaliers will win an NBA championship before that self-titled former king wins one. So leave your predictions down in the comment section below on how long you think it will take Dan Gilbert and the Cleveland Cavaliers to win a championship if LeBron leaves and never comes back. And for our final story of the day, we recently talked about Mo Bamba and how much hype he has been receiving in the draft as of late. But as it turns out, Mo Bamba isn't the only player who is getting a heck of a lot of hype for this upcoming draft, as another one is Michigan State power forward Jaren Jackson, as we are getting reports saying that multiple teams are looking to trade up in the draft so they can select Jaren Jackson, as Adrian Wojnarowski tweeted out this last night. Sources sources, Jaren Jackson Jr. had a monster workout for the Suns on Sunday and continues to be the long-term prospect those outside the top 4 are working to move up and select in the draft. Offers to Sacramento, Atlanta, and Memphis may be becoming increasingly aggressive between now and June 21st. And according to ESPN's latest mock draft, Jaren Jackson has risen ahead of Luka Doncic and is projected to be taken with the 3rd pick in the draft, right behind DeAndre Ayton and Marvin Bagley. And as for part of the reason teams are so high on Jaren Jackson Jr. right now, well, it's because of who he compares himself to. As after his Phoenix Suns workout, he was asked which NBA player would you compare yourself to? Who do you want to mold your game after? And this was his response: Anthony Davis. I want to be like him. I don't think any team in this league would pass up on getting their chance at the next Anthony Davis. Who doesn't want an Anthony Davis type player? Now, whether or not he can live up to his own expectations, it is another question. But I just gotta say that this NBA draft class, well, it might not be as deep or as good as it was last year. It sure does seem like there's a heck of a lot of talent, a heck of a lot of players who could be game changers. Anyways, that is going to bring us to today's question of the day, and it's simply going to be this: how do you guys feel about Kobe Bryant speaking his mind a lot more about NBA topics as of late, especially when it comes to LeBron James? Let me know down in the comment section below. But that is going to do it for today's video. Hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, be sure to smack that like button and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss out on more daily NBA news. Thank you once again for watching. I'll see all of you right back here tomorrow. But until then, keep getting the buckets, Team SC, and I am out of here.